And some of those psalms became hymns that the Israelites sang throughout their whole history, long after David was dead, long after even the prophets were dead. Even to the first century Jews who were under the rule of Romans at the time, who would hold to these traditions of singing certain psalms at certain celebrations, just as tradition. And one of those first century Jewish men was a guy named Jesus, who was trained up, as we know, in the Jewish traditions and the Jewish law, of course. And we read in Matthew 26, verse 30, that Jesus actually sang. He actually, I don't know how musical Jesus was, but as was tradition, nothing special. Every Jewish family and person would sing this particular set of psalms during the Passover. And we read in Matthew 26, verse 30, and when they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. So we know that with his disciples, even Jesus sang one of these psalms. And even Jesus implemented this idea that music can worship God. It can do more than just worship God, though, as we'll get to. Because what we are pretty certain of is that he likely, on that night of his betrayal, this is when he's headed to the Garden of Gethsemane next. During the Passover, we know that Jewish families would sing Psalms 113 through 118. And if you just read those Psalms, you will just be blown away with the words that Jesus Christ was singing in hymns with his disciples the very night he was going to be betrayed, turned over, and the next day crucified on a cross. Go read Psalm 113 through 118, because it just gives you this perspective of just put yourself in that night after they had eaten the Lord's Supper in the upper room, and as they're making their way out. It kind of almost gives you chills when you read some of that. It is an incredible connection. There's something about music it just goes beyond the words we can say. And would you just put that image in your mind of Jesus singing one of these hymns? Really singing. I mean, Jesus Christ, our Lord, singing a song. I mean, wouldn't that be a joy in heaven? Wouldn't that have been a joy to be one of the disciples, to be able to sing with Jesus? And maybe we'll get to do that one day.